I'm in Cape Town for the next few days, considering the water issue. So I'm driving down to Simonstown this morning to meet with a lady named Gillian O'Leary, who runs a guest house down here, who is getting involved in water conservation and responsible tourism. Let's take a pleasant motoring journey down to Simonstown, the last major town before you hit Cape Point.
When we realized that we were going to be short of water, and there was the talk of D-Day and all these scary things, we decided immediately to take action. So we got some tanks. We have 3 water tanks, 2 5,000 litre tanks and 1 800 litre tank. And so all our roof water is going in there. And that has made a huge difference. We use that water for our washing machines and cleaning and pot plants and things like that. When guests arrive, we explain to them that we're down to 50 litres of water a day. We also went a little step further to cut off the hot water to the basins, because that cold water, as it's becoming hot, we can't catch. And just on that, I noticed a remarkable difference in water consumption and electricity. We've got down to about 77 litres per person per day. The response from guests is mostly positive. And also for me, what was nice was that a lot of them said we're going back with a renewed respect, or will look at our water consumption differently when we go back. Our tanks hopefully full from winter rains. We will just keep on with asking guests, and I just think we must keep this whole use of water or little use of water down forever and ever. I think it's really. Absolutely, it's a lifestyle change for everybody.
Sure, what an encouraging message from Gillian. You know, it's really great to see people who are taking on projects of conservation and being environmentally friendly, being responsible tourist operators in their own right. And as a bonus, she's seeing the business model's improving. It's very encouraging. I really enjoyed that chat. I really hope that inspires others in the business, not only in Simonstown, but wherever you may be in South Africa, even if you're not in a drought-stricken area, to get involved. It makes sense. So next I'm off to meet a very special lady who's recently relocated to Cape Town. And she's going to share some of her insights in terms of what it's like to come back to what it was her home city and find these water restrictions and what impact that has on her day-to-day life. She's got a special technique or a special saving tip that she's going to share with me. So I look forward to chatting to her shortly.
Hey Ryan!
We're here today chatting to the lovely Danine Naidoo. You're back in Cape Town these days. Talk to us about the move back to Cape Town.
Yeah, it took me by surprise that I'd kind of decide to be based back here, but it's really been good for me in that I think that balance to just unplug from Johannesburg for a little bit.
So Danine, tell me, what's it like to come back to Cape Town with the water issue taking place at the moment?
I guess a lot of people would think that it's not a great time for me to decide to come back, but to be honest with you, I think this water shortage thing humbles everybody. Whether it's not flushing your toilet a gazillion times or not showering 1,000 times a day, cowboy splashing more. Yes. I think, we all just kind of abuse water because we just think it's there. Aside from the fact that this is a Cape Town crisis, it's a global crisis. But you do have to adjust just because of that notion of opening a tap and just expecting water.
Habit, it's changing habit.
It's just habit, it's pure habit.
Share with us your fancy water saving technique or tip that you have that comes just from Danine Naidoo.
Oh, just from Danine Naidoo. Cowboy splashes can also be sexy.
So now Danine, now that you're back in Cape Town, what can we expect to see from the lovely Danine Naidoo?
So right now I am about to launch my product range. It is a style and lifestyle product range. I'm busy working on my own content at mean speed. And I'm also still focusing on music, and influencer campaigns are always there. It's part of my DNA. So that's what you can look out for.
Sure. Always great to see Danine and engage with her. Love that woman. So another day in Cape Town, and it's a rather misty start to the day. The mountain has just completely disappeared this morning. It's the start of World Travel Markets Africa, and I'm quickly going to, before I go there, pop in and see someone else who's going to share his water saving tips and techniques, and just going to share how the water issue has impacted upon his life. Come meet him with me.
I think I'm probably the only person in Cape Town who feels like the water crisis has been one of the biggest blessings ever. Just kind of looking into the way that the world's moving into the future, we really are going to be struggling with water. Water is going to cause the next world war. And to be able to get given a chance to be this conscious about water has been a very exciting journey for me personally, because I think I can take it for granted quite easily. Has been an inconvenience? Kinda, but at the same time I feel more like a conscious citizen, adding value to the world around me, regardless of whether there's a crisis or not any longer. Every drop that you save now is a drop that our future generations can still use.
It's very much a lifestyle change. It's not just an issue that's applicable to Cape Town. It applies to me in Joburg, it applies to the person sitting in New York. We should all be more conscious, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. So it is a complete lifestyle thing. I think people need to realize that it's not just about, like you said, Cape Town. Yeah. Durban was in a little bit of a crisis, so is Joburg, and now your dam's overflowing. But it's a global issue, and I think we need to start becoming aware that water is going to be a really big problem moving into the next couple of years. We've implemented a whole bunch of things in my flat. I live with a cousin, and we've had to put a whole bunch of things in place around our flats to ensure that we are looking after sort of the water in Cape Town from a water saving perspective, but then also from just a lifestyle perspective, we're having to buy lots more bottled water.
So what fancy water saving tip or technique have you got that you can share with us?
None of my tips are fancy. What we have done has been our biggest water saver at the moment is using our washing machine, and we've bought a massive 125 litre tank that sits in our flat, and we just pipe all of the recycled water into that, and we use that massive 125 litre with some other 25 litres to help us distribute it, using it for grey water to flush toilets and things like that.
Tell me, what's Danilo Acquisto up to these days?
So at the moment my big focus is on my company. So we run a YouTube multi-channel network looking after content creators, people who produce YouTube videos, and trying to find brands who are keen to collaborate. And then working with corporates as well, corporates and brands on a digital video strategy as well. Still staying on television and radio, but the big drive for me at the moment is business.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your water tips with us. It's good to chat to you.
Always, yeah, nice to see you, Ryan.
So, much to think about regarding water here in Cape Town. What are you doing to change your approach to water?